Years went by and Dan threw himself into the business world, determined to make it big. He worked tirelessly, and his hard work paid off. He became a successful entrepreneur, amassing a fortune. Despite being successful, he didn't have any relationship. He avoided emotional entanglement and only had flings and one-night stands. Despite the women flocking around him, he didn't boast. They were all after his money, he thought. As Don's success grew, so did the pressure from his parents to settle down. "It's time to start a family, son," his mother would say. Dan would nod, but his heart wasn't in it. One day, his parents approached him with a proposal. They would arrange a marriage for him with a suitable partner. Dan agreed, still numb to the idea of love. The day Dan met his bride-to-be, Phoebe, he was indifferent, but he couldn't deny her beauty. She was reserved, with a quiet elegance that intrigued him. As they exchanged brief words, he noticed her sparkling eyes and gentle smile. For a moment, he felt a flicker of attraction, but he quickly suppressed it. Dan had made it clear that he wanted a simple wedding. Despite his wealth and his parents' insistence on a grand affair, in the end, his wishes prevailed, and the ceremony was held with just a handful of close friends and family in attendance. On the wedding night, Phoebe was on his bed expecting intimacy since it's their first night together. Immediately he saw her on her beautiful simple nightie. He had the urge to touch her, kiss her, but he quickly suppressed it. As he stood in the room of his mansion, Phoebe smiled shyly and said, "I have been waiting for you." Don's gaze swept over her, his expression unreadable. "We're married now," he stated bluntly. "I got married to make my parents happy. That's all this is. I expect you to respect my boundaries. We will have separate bedrooms, and you will stay out of my business. I don't want any emotional entanglements." Phoebe's eyes widened, her face pale. "Boundaries," she repeated, her voice barely above a whisper. "Yes," Dan said, his tone firm. Phoebe's heart sank, but she nodded, trying to hide her disappointment. "I understand," she said softly. As Dan turned to leave, Phoebe's eyes followed him, her heart heavy with unspoken questions. What had happened to him? Why was he so closed off? And could she ever reach the man behind the walls he had built? Like, comment, and subscribe for more stories.